The Rage Tournament's coming out, guys, and we got you guys with the best deck here. This is the deck I'm going to be rolling with. Now, you have to be careful with splash damage like Executioner, but what's really powerful with this deck is the double spawners. Being raged, it's going to be absolutely obnoxious. It's going to be really easy wins. Now, you can go into the Mega Knight with the Royal Recruits if you'd like to not have to worry about Executioner as much, but I really like this Royal Recruits version. Oftentimes, it can be really overwhelming for opponents. You have the Cannon Cart in order to put in work, you have the Zappies, you have the Flying Machine, and oftentimes, this deck is going to absolutely overwhelm and destroy opponents. Now, let's get into our first match of the day. Be sure to watch until the end, because we're going to show you guys exactly how to play this deck. But for game number one, you really want to make sure every single match you play that you are playing super passive and trying to survive literally until double elixir and triple elixir. Those are going to be the times when your deck shines. So by going into the Royal Recruits here, we're not going to try and overcommit and take a tower. We're simply going to try and get to double elixir as fast as possible without losing as much tower damage as possible. So hopefully we can continue to make it far in this match, because once you start making it far, once you get to the higher elixirs, then you're going to be able to go in with more spawners and really have an easier time overwhelming your opponents. So as you see here, actually, since we went with so much stuff in the left lane, our right side stuff going to need to be dealt with a mini P.E.K.K.A, and hopefully they can actually take out this mini P.E.K.K.A to the point where our tower will now be able to finish off that mini P.E.K.K.A. He's going to need to deal with that Cannon Cart on the left with even more elixir. So this is honestly all nice and dandy. Let's go in with some Zappies here. Hopefully they don't fireball, because oh my goodness, did not expect the minion horde, honestly. We do not have arrows. We have the earthquake. I do have the earthquake in here simply for elixir pump, simply for buildings. It's actually decent chip damage with a mirror. If you can really survive and focus up, then of course once you make it to that late game stage, you can actually just start spamming earthquakes. It can be a decent way of doing tower damage. The earthquake does 54, so about 162 damage over time. This wizard's going to absolutely destroy us here, but the spear gobs are coming out now, and they're going to be able to go up to that tower, hopefully do some chip damage. And nice, we get a little bit of chip damage there. We also tag up that bomber. So what we can do here is go with the earthquake, hopefully kill that bomber. And then we're going to be able to go in with our Royal Recruits here, help us take out this giant skeleton. It kind of sucks that we had to earthquake that bomber, but once again, we're not really looking for the maximum value. We're just looking to defend once again. So this is going to be, honestly, some decent damage on the right side, and we're also going to be able to now set up, once again, for a decent defense on the left. This is perfect. We haven't taken any damage. We're certainly not doing horribly, and we also now are about to enter into double elixir. So we're actually going to spend some extra elixir here to make sure we can defend this. We want our cannon cart to actually stay a little bit healthy here, so then they need to spend a little bit more elixir on the other side. Mini P.E.K.K.A is going to get a hit. No, not today. Let's go. That's huge. We're going to be able to now start going in with our spawners. Typically, you don't want to go into spawners in one times elixir. It can get a little bit tricky right there, but now we're going to actually really spend a lot of elixir here, knowing that the cannon cart's going to finish off that wizard. We don't got to worry about that. We got double spawners now. We're going to go in with a triple spawner. We're hitting it up. We're going crazy right now. This right side tower, if he leaves it for like 15 seconds, we're literally going to do 1,000 damage. These fire spirits, they go crazy. Everything under the sun here about to go nuts. Let's go in with the cannon cart here. We see the witch come down, but look at how much chip damage we're already able to do. Is it too late? It very well might be. Let's go in with the Royal Recruits here. Hopefully they can take out a little bit of this bomber's HP. We're going to try and go with some Zappies here. We need to try and get these fire spirits to aid us in this defense. The giant skeleton luckily will fall. We're able to go in now with honestly nothing else. You can see defensively, deck's incredibly strong. That right side tower is looking kind of weak. We can go in with a double earthquake. That alone will finish off the tower. 7 seconds left. Flawless defense, baby. All you got to do, defend, chip. Of course, he didn't play it the best by not defending on the right side, but I think if you watched there, even as long as we just kept defending over time, we would have, of course, chipped him down and gotten the win. So let's get one more match in here, one more example. But I really am a big fan of this deck. I love it because it's so good against such a wide range of decks. And if you play it like that, where you're just solely focusing on defense in the first, like, literally 5 minutes of the match, not really 5 minutes, in the first, like, couple minutes, basically, you will have a lot of success with this deck. As soon as you start trying to get aggressive, wasting elixir, you're not going to find any success, and in fact, you're probably going to lose very quickly, because it is a heavier deck. You really do need the triple elixir. You really need the double elixir. That's when this deck goes crazy, especially when it's raged, of course. It's going to go absolutely nuts. So right here, he's not going to place anything, and I'm completely fine with that, because once again, playing slow, being patient here, it's going to be one of the best things we can do. It's in our best interest to wait and survive as long as possible. So let's see. Maybe we can go in with the Goblin Hut first play, maybe at 2-minute mark. I'm not trying to go all the whole time without placing anything, so let's just do it. Goblin Hunt in the back. Honestly, a little aggressive here. That placement probably could have gone a little bit lower with it, but either way, Bandit's going to come down. It's actually going to do some decent damage here. We're not going to be interested in going in with anything else. We're kind of just going to let this stuff die out. The Spear Guys will be able to help us out. We saw the minions. We saw the Bandit. That's going to be probably bridge spam, so let's just be patient here. Once again, letting the Royal Recruits move up. We're just going to be focused on defense. He's going to need to defend the left side. He's going to need to defend the right side, and we see the P.E.K.K.A. We could go in with mirrored Royal recruits here, honestly, because I don't think they're going to have anything to go over the top, because the minions just came out. They aren't going to be ideal. Dark Prince comes down. Let's go ahead and throw in some Zappies here. I really hope this Dark Prince doesn't get the charge off. Nice, the Zappies come down beautifully. P.E.K.K.A. is going to get shut down on that right side. We see the poison. Poison does hurt this deck, obviously. The spawners getting poisoned, not going to be ideal. But what we can do is, once again, stick to our playstyle. That poison chip damage on our tower will certainly hurt us in that late game. We're going to be able to get some damage here, though. And once again, starting off with some chip damage here. Since they went with the poison, we will go in with the furnace now, trying to capitalize on that. Cycle being all out of whack. Let's go. The minions should go down here. The bandit comes down here. What we can actually do is go in with a cannon cart here. I do believe that the cannon cart is going to hopefully tank for this furnace nicely, and then we can maybe go in with a flying machine. Oof, unfortunately the cannon cart does go down. That hurts. Now, I do think that flying machine was a good move, however, because obviously that forces out the battle ram and the electro wizard, and now the cannon cart will be able to take out the E-Wiz and pop that battle ram, so then the battle ram should go down. Let's go into the goblin hut here, hoping to force out a poison. I know it's not going to be ideal, but guess what? The poison gets forced out. We're now going to be able to go into our goblin hut mirrored, and then we're also going to be able to go into our royal recruits in the back now because the poison has been forced out. The Dark Prince comes down. Hopefully these spear gobs can put in some work here, but as you can see, just by defending, playing smart, so far we do have ourselves a bit of a lead here. Let's see if we can maintain that. Let's go in with the furnace in the back. Going to continue to spam and hopefully get some good stuff going. Let's go in with some split up Zappies here. We're going to go in with a flying machine over top. We're also now going to be able to flying machine for sure on this left side. He goes in with the Dark Prince. We're going to be able to actually mirror flying machine this, and I do think this is going to be tower ending push on the left side. I expect an E-Wiz. I don't think it's going to be enough. We have double flying machine. We have a fire spirit. We have Zappies. This is simply going to be an overwhelming amount of damage, and once again, pretty much, that was a loud noise, pretty much flawless defense. Once again, just nothing he could do straight up. You play defense, you wait until the end, and when this deck is raged, it is only going to be stronger. So crazy fun deck on the day. You can see it's going to be linked down below in the description if you'd like to try it out for yourself. We didn't even need to utilize the Earthquake in that matchup. It is simply enough to just defend, going with some flying machines on the top. The biggest thing there was making sure the poison spell was, of course, not getting too much value. It was either taking out a furnace, or it was taking out our swarm in pushes, because wherever they poisoned, let's say they poisoned one of our spawners, then they wouldn't be able to poison on defense, and if they poisoned on defense, then they wouldn't be able to poison our spawners. So vice versa, right? Either way, we're making moves, we're making it work, and the mirror can, of course, help as well with baiting out bigger spells. So huge game there. Awesome example of how to play the deck. I hope you guys do well in the tournament. Best of luck, everyone playing in it, and thank you so much for watching this video, everybody. Master Diddy-san, out.